Welcome to the payroll class. We are going to cover chapter 2 today. We're going to go over some problems to hopefully help do some of the, understand how to do problems 10A anyway, the A problems. We're going to go some of the B problems. Okay. First one I've selected is 2-10B. This is how to figure out a time card. And the reason why we're doing this is because a lot of people have problems with this in the fact that they think that they can make up time by staying late or not, staying a little extra. So this is on page 2-44, which is problem 2-10B. So keep in mind, when you check in late or check out early, it does not count as time being worked. You cannot make it up by staying extra. So on Monday, for instance, here, you notice that this person checked in 20 minutes late from lunch. So if we look on our table, 20 minutes is 4/10 of an hour deducted, so that would be 7.6. On Tuesday, there's 5 minutes late getting in, and 5 minutes is 1/10 of an hour, so that is 7.9. Wednesday, they were 14 minutes late checking in, so 14 minutes is 3/10 of an hour, so that would be 7.7. And on Thursday, they clocked in okay, but there's 2 minutes late from lunch, so that's 7.9. And Friday, there was 4 minutes late getting to work, and there's also 10 minutes late from lunch, so that's 14 minutes, and again, that's 7.7. So if we come down here, add those up right here, that would then give you 38.8 hours altogether. And then for the hours, the pay, it's $12.95 an hour. When you take that times the number of hours worked, and the reason why I do the round function is because they want 2 decimal places, so that gives you 502.46. So again, keep in mind, working extra after hours doesn't make up the time that you were clocked in late. Okay, next problem we have is 215B. This person, Stephanie, works a normal 37.5-hour week, and that's not uncommon, but the overtime then, it's considered overtime if she works more than 37.5 hours. So between 37.5 and 40, she still gets regular pay, and then over 40 hours, she gets time and a half. Again, in this problem, she worked 6 hours, which was 2 hours beyond the 40. Okay, so the semi-monthly pay, you would take the $26.50 divided by 2, because it's semi-monthly, gives you $13.25. Okay, but the overtime is a little bit trickier because we have to find out what the actual hourly rate is going to be. So to do that, again, we'll use the round functions. So equal round, probably the first one you didn't have to, we take that one, times 12, and like I said, do each calculation separately because it has to be rounded to 2 decimal places for these problems. You don't round at the end. So now we take the 31,800 because what we're looking for is the weekly pay. So that was 52 weeks. Divided by 2 decimals, and so that's 611.54. Okay, now we're ready for the hourly pay, which again we use the round function, or if you use a calculator, make sure you after each calculation you change it to the nearest penny. Okay, so and then this one we divide though by not 40, but we're going to divide it by the 37.5 because that's her normal work week. Okay, so she gets $16.31 per hour. Now for the overtime pay for the beyond the 40 hours, do the round again, is the $16.31 times, remember it's time and a half, 2 decimal places, so she gets normally $24.47. Okay, so for the overtime earnings, and again the round function, okay, she has 4 hours at her regular pay, so it's 4 times the $16.31 plus 2 hours times the $24.47, and carry it to 2 decimal places. So the 114.18 will be her overtime hours, or overtime pay, and then add these two together to get 1439.18, which is her total earnings. Okay. Then we're going to jump to 217, which is they have a special program called the Billow program. That's a guaranteed wage which has to be agreed upon by the employee and the employer. I think it's on page 2-25 if you want to look at it. the actual criteria. But they're guaranteed to 45 hours on Part C. But for Part A, the overtime earnings for this one would be, okay, we have to do some calculations here. So we're going to equal round, because we got to find out what the hourly rate is for this. They get 920 divided by the 42 hours that they worked, because this rate will change each time. So it would be 42 hours worked. So they get 21. This week they made $21.90 per hour. Okay, so this is the hourly rate. Like I said, it would change each week. For the overtime for this agreement is only half time of this, so we get equal round. And we would take the 2190 times 0.5. Oh, I got to do that at least once. 2, okay, so it's 1095. Now, they worked 2 hours overtime, so we would equal round the 2 times the 1095, comma 2, or 2190. So for the total earnings, we would have the 920 plus the 2190, or 941.90. Okay, for the bill of programs, we'd have the regular earnings. Now remember, they're guaranteed here the 45 hours. So it's the 45 hours times the $21 per hour, or $945. Now the overtime, we want the overtime rate first, so let's do the overtime rate. That's equal, and the reason why I do it separately is because you have to get that rounding done. So it's $21 times 0.5, because again it's only half time for the overtime. Okay, so it's 1050. Okay, now you take equal and undo the round. Now they're paid on 45 hours, so the overtime pay would be 5 times the 1050. Okay, or 5250. So the total earnings then would be the 945 plus the 5250, or 997.50. So that's how you do the problem 217B. Remember, the below is a guaranteed wage that they receive no matter how many hours they actually work. Okay. This one is 2-20B, which deals with commission. Well, her regular wages is $34,500. Again, you can read the problem. But she gets a commission on anything over $150,000 in sales, not over wages. So her sales were $315,000. That was her sales, and the I'll call it base is equal to the 150,000. That's what she has to sell before she gets anything at all, any commission. So we'll take that as the base. Okay, so what we have to do then is basically subtract those two, or as the new math says, you add negative numbers together. So it's 165,000. Now for the bonus calculation then, which I'll do here for the bonus, we have the first 50,000. Okay, is at 9%. So for the bonus, we would have equal to the 50,000 times 9.5%. Okay, and before I do that, I should put a round in there to make sure it comes out right. So we will do that real fast. Is 4750. Okay. then we take over here, we subtract off the 50,000 because that's the bonus that they have. So then that means 115,000 will be at the 12%. So the balance of this would be equal to the 115,000 times the 12%, which is the balance. So the total commission then would be equal to the 4750 plus the 13,800 or 18,500, which then gives you a total earnings of the 34,500 plus 18,550 or $53,050. Okay. The last problem we have that we're going to do is for the Connie on 2-22B. She got a bonus of $2,000 for her department's safety record. This is for the department. And during the year, Gibbs worked an average of 44 hours a week. We want the extra pay for Gibbs. She don't get the $2,000. She gets the $2,000 for the department is what they have. So we have to find out what the bonus is in the hourly rate. Okay. So what we have here is we'll go through and we calculate the per week, how much the bonus calculated per week. So it's equal round, and this is going to be important to do the round functions on this. So the round function would be the 2,000 divided by the 52 weeks, because that's what they said they worked. It was 52 weeks, which gives you $38.46 per week. Now we find out what it is per hour. So again, we do the equal round. And we would take the 38.46 divided by not 40, but the average work is 44 hours. So it's divided by 44, which means it's 87 cents per hour. The overtime then, we want to calculate the overtime rate, equal round. Again, it's the 87 cents. It's not on a time and a half basis. It's just on a 0.5 basis because that's the overtime is the 0.5. And again, we want 2 decimal places. So it comes up to 44 cents per hour for the overtime extra pay. So now we would take the equal round. And we have the 44 cents times the 4 times the 52. Because there's 52 weeks in a year, or 91.52. So we equal the 91.52, and that's the extra pay that they would receive. That Connie would receive is 91.52. So I hope that helps. That is Chapter 2. If you have any other problems, contact your instructor. By all means, or if you're in my class, you can contact me. So I will see you in Chapter 3. Bye.